today's topic, we're going to be talking about what does community mean to you?
She called me as a daughter. Yeah. Even though we are good friends, not family, but I felt like, I can be here. I can stay here with them.
You really start to realize that there is a family that you are born into, and then there is the family that you create.
Open your heart, talk to people, just be yourself, and take it easy, I would say.
Find a nonprofit organization that you can actually volunteer. There is nothing that makes you feel better than actually helping others.
Totally. Hey friends, before we start, I have a quick favor to ask. If you are loving these conversations, please take a second to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is completely free and it helps support this little passion project of mine. And if you think you already did, please double check for me. Thank you so much for being here. Now enjoy the episode. Ligiah, Shino, welcome to Kirbylicious Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, for our listeners at homes, and this is a space where I bring two generations, an older voice and a younger voice, talking about their lived experiences and wisdom around a topic. And today's topic, we're going to be talking about what does community mean to you? All right, so to start, let's do a quick introduction because I want to let you know that this is the very first time the two of these guests meet each other today.
Just a few minutes ago, actually, yeah.
That's right. So it's fresh and this is exciting. So let's start with a quick introduction, name, age, and what takes most of your energy these days. Let's start with Ligiah.
So my name is Ligiah Villalobos Rojas. Most people know me as Ligiah Villalobos. I actually never give my name because I work in the entertainment industry. And as everybody knows, it's an industry that doesn't appreciate the value of age. But I'm also a professor at Cal State LA. So what is taking up most of my time right now is the end of the semester as we finish the school year.
Okay. Teaching what?
I teach screenwriting, so I'm in the TV film department, and I also teach in the MFA of the TV, film, and theater MFA program at Cal State LA, but it's all in screenwriting.
Awesome. And you said that you work in the film industry doing what exactly?
I'm a screenwriter, so I've worked both in television and in feature film and quite a bit of animation as well as a screenwriter and producer.
Any work that we are familiar with right now?
I don't know. I mean, I was the head writer on a children's show called Go Diego Go, which is Dora the Explorer's cousin.
Nice.
So I did 60 episodes of that show.
Fantastic.
In terms of features, I think the film that most people know me by is a film called La Misma Luna or Under the Same Moon, which was a movie that went to Sundance and was acquired by Fox Searchlight and the Weinstein Company.
Oh, wow.
And it's about a little boy who crosses the border to reunite with a mother who has been working here for the last 4 years of his life.
Oh my God. When was this?
This was actually a long time ago. We are celebrating its 18th anniversary this month.
That's amazing.
And it's kind of amazing that it's still taught in a lot of Chicano studies, Spanish courses, Latin American courses. So I just did 2 screenings in Utah, one at Brigham Young University and at the University of Utah for the film.
Wow.
So it's an ongoing thing that happens with that film.
Oh, thank you for sharing with us.
Sure.
Wow.
Yes.
Shino?
Okay. Hi, my name is Shino Tamaki. I'm from Japan and living here in LA for 2 years. And then before that, I was living in Colorado for 2 years. So 4 years now in the States so far. And I work at one of the spiritual fellowship called ShuMei. It's an international fellowship. So yeah, I really enjoy working here as a kind of a missionary here at the ShuMei organization and then share the light with everyone in Los Angeles. Yeah.
And what does ShuMei mean in English?
Oh, so ShuMei means supreme light. in
like
English
spring?
translation. Spring.
Or stream?
Supreme?
Supreme, yeah.
Oh, supreme. Supreme light.
Supreme light.
Yes.
Okay.
In
ShuMei.
English translation. ShuMei.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yes. Guys, for our viewers and listeners, just a little bit of context how I got to know these two amazing guests today. Ligiah, I reached out to her at Cal State. She introduced me my producer for Kirbylicious Podcast. And, you know, I am super grateful because like the alignment is just amazing. And then Shino, last year, I was walking around the neighborhood and their organization, they had this little pop-up in their garage where they invite people to learn more about their activities and what they do. So I, just was curious. I stepped in and I just got curious about her because, she's this young lady from Japan, came here to do a mission. Awesome. So the Kirbylicious Podcast, we have a flavor check-in. So my question is, if the community in your life right now had a flavor, what would it taste like and why? Shino, let's start with you.
I would describe it as the one word, which is diversity. Yeah, because in ShuMei, not only Japanese people, we welcome a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds, culture. At the same time, that means for me is I can taste a lot of different color and cultures from different people.
Yeah, a diverse flavor.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the newest community right now for me is I'm on the cast or in the cast or in the company, I guess that's how you say it in theater, of Fiddler on the Roof. And so I would say matzo ball soup is the flavor right now that is most present in my head because we are in rehearsals literally every night for 4 hours a night. So that's how I would describe it. Matzo ball soup. It tastes like matzo ball soup. That's the flavor of Fiddler on the Roof since it's
when is the performance?
It starts actually a week from today, so next Thursday, and then it goes for 2 weekends. So Thursday through Sunday, and then Wednesday through Saturday the following weekend.
Let's start with you, Ligiah. When you think about community, what comes to mind for you?
Well, I think that the first community that I ever experienced was also religion. I was brought up a Mormon.
Oh, wow.
Yes, in Mexico.
What?
Yes. So
wow,
I was
tell us more. Wow, this is so cool.
I was never a Catholic like most, Mexicans are. I'm actually second generation in the church. And so when I came to this country at 11 years old and I landed in Provo, Utah, being the only Latina in my middle school, because it's a very white, first of all, it's a very white state, but the city itself, it's a very white city. I was very lucky never to have experienced the kind of racism that a lot of immigrants experience, especially brown immigrants.
Okay.
And the reason why is because I was one of them. I was a Mormon like them. As you know, Utah, the majority of the population is Mormon. And so in a way, it kind of saved me from experiencing a lot of what brown immigrants that come to this country experience. I also came here with a mother who was a single mother with 5 children and who was working full time and then eventually also went to school full time. And so the people that really were my family and my community were members of the church.
Sure.
It was, even though I'm not a Mormon anymore, I have to say that the Mormon community really is what saved me when I first got to this country without speaking the language.
Wow.
And immediately finding commonality with the people that were around me.
Amazing. Wow. Amazing. What about you, Shino? When you think about community, what comes to mind?
Yeah. So for me, community, I have 2 parts of community in my mind. One is Japanese community where I grew up. So, and then another one is the community in my organization, ShuMei. So up until 25 years old, I was living in Japan for whole my life. I grew up with kind of like Japanese tradition or style of living. So that's one thing. And then also when I first came here, I was kind of struggling to meeting people here because everyone is non-Japanese, right?
Sure.
So it's hard for me to understand their culture and their attitude, behavior, and then what they are thinking about in their daily life.
Sure.
Yeah. But for me, the most important thing to fit in the community is to learn and understand each other, no matter, even though our language, our culture is different. But most important thing is understand each other from heart to heart. Yeah. So I met a lot of people here that is taking care of me, even though they are not my family or friends, but they always caring about me.
So where are you from in Japan?
So I'm from one of the countryside called Tottori Prefecture.
Okay.
Yeah, that's...
Is it like north, south? Is it...
West side of Osaka.
West side. Okay.
Yeah.
West side of Osaka.
It's really countryside. They have a lot of natures, mountains, ocean. Yeah.
When you talk about community in Japan, I'm very curious. Like, so you live in a village?
Yes.
So you know people, all your people, like all the neighborhood?
Not really. It's village, but it's not village. It's more like city and village.
Got it.
Combined together.
All right.
So yeah, but in Japan, we value the relationship with friends or neighbors and then teachers in school. So we talk a lot and then we try to improve our life together with neighbors together.
Can you give me an example when you were a kid that you remember the activities that you did as a community?
So as for the neighbors activity or community, we gather once a week.
Okay.
Then we try to pick up the trash on the street.
Oh, wow.
Together with the neighbors. Yeah. So that we can connect and then meet each other.
Interesting.
Also, we can clean the town and the street
Wow.
at the same time.
You know, what's interesting about what she said is that the first thing she mentioned was the fact that she's Japanese and the community of the culture that she comes from. And I really did not have that appreciation about that until I got to this country. Because in Mexico, everybody's Mexican.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's just what I was. I was just a Mexican, and it's not until I came here that really I started to become more aware of what it actually meant. Not to just be a Mexican, but more importantly, because of power, what it means to be a Latina and what it means to be a member of a Latino community. Because if you start to separate yourself, especially, like I work in Hollywood. So if you say, well, they're Mexican and they're Peruvian and they're Argentine, there's really no power in numbers. But everybody started to see us not as individual from the country because we never use the word Latino in Mexico. In Mexico, you don't say I'm a Latina. You say I'm a Mexican.
Got it.
It's not until I got to this country that I became a Latina. But I realized that the reason why is because we all kind of become a single community to create power within that community and a voice within that community, which is easier as all Latinos than if we were separating. So it's so interesting to you that, and maybe because you just got here, that's still so present in your life, the fact that you're Japanese. For me, it really was, how does my background, my heritage, help me raise other voices within my own community? And that's really when I became much more aware of what it meant to be part of the Latino community.
How old were you when you moved here?
Well, I was 11 when I moved to this country, but I was after college when I moved to
West Coast.
LA.
Yeah. That's right.
So it was a very different, in Utah, it was never really about being part of the Latino community. It was
Right.
much more being part of the Mormon community.
So I want to touch on that because this is a good segue to like looking back. What did you remember? What was the community like as a Mormon in Utah? What are the activities that really, it was memorable for you?
Well, there's so many.
Mm-hmm.
But first of all, church, when I was raised, was 3 hours long. So it was 3 hours. And you have what is called sacrament meeting.
Oh, wow.
And then you have like Sunday school.
Mm-hmm.
And then you divide groups
Sunday school.
into the women, the men, and then the children.
Mm-hmm.
So primary, Relief Society, and priesthood, which is sort of kind of divided. So those are the 3 hours. So just on Sunday, that's really what it was. Sunday was really about church.
Mm-hmm.
But then, for example, on Mondays, we have something that is called family home evening.
Mm.
And so on Mondays, you're supposed to spend time with your family and you do like a religious teaching, but you can also do a fun activity. Like you can go to the movies or you can have a fun dinner or something like that. But it's a way that the church really decides that at least one night a week should be spent with family.
Yeah.
Then there's like the Young Women's Organization. And so you're doing that like on Tuesdays, for example. There's like homemaking.
Right.
And so you're learning how to quilt and you're learning how to,
Wow.
one big thing in the Mormon religion is for you to be married and have children. And I'm neither. I've never been married. I've never had children, so I'm a terrible Mormon. But it really is very much part of the culture to do those things. I tell my sister who has 6 children, like, you've had my children for me.
Mm-hmm.
You've had enough children for both of us. And then there's, the men activity. Like I said, Boy Scouts is a very big thing within the Mormon community.
Sure.
So my 2 brothers were Eagle Scouts.
Mm.
And then you have camping and then you have summer camps. And I mean, it's just all of it really to keep you too busy to get in trouble.
Yeah.
That's really why it's done. They give you as many activities as possible during the week so that you don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't, have sex before marriage, all of those things that the church wants
deprived.
you to. Exactly.
Deprived.
Yeah.
Oh, that is fun. So Shino, you mentioned about that thing in your community about the, cleaning the town together. Any other memories that you can share to us that uniquely, different from what you see here in the US?
When I was a child, so as I said earlier, we value the connection between teachers and children or family and community, and then friends relationships. So we have a lot of activities in school throughout the year. For example, the sports day, where we compete each other in whole school, and then all the family will come to the school and then encourage them to
cheer you on.
Cheer you on, and then of course teacher will support us, and then we kind of like it's more like festival.
And what kind of sport is it? What do you play?
A lot of I don't know how to describe it.
Is it different sports, or is it? Do you have is there like a national sport in Japan?
Yes, but
in Mexico, it's definitely soccer.
Oh, soccer. Oh,
do you have like a specific sport in Japan?
Yes, but it's more like Japanese style of sports activity.
Okay, for the
example,
day.
Yeah, for the day. So maybe I need to explain it, It's okay. Yeah. So for example, the running, right? The race. And then we are having baton.
Okay,
yeah. You know that, right? And then also there's a basket, and then we throw the balls into the basket.
Okay.
But it's not basketball?
No.
It's something else.
Just something else. Yeah.
Interesting.
Something like that. Japanese invented these kind of activities. And then, the sports day. And also there is a cultural festival day where we perform our ability. For example, singing, playing the guitar, like performance.
Like a talent show.
Yeah, talent show, dancing. And then, of course, all the community and family gather together. And then we cheer up and then encourage each other to shine, make them shine.
Right. Yeah. That's great.
These are very good examples for both your answers, because the next thing that I'd like to talk about is belongingness, right? Obviously, like activities and stuff like this. So I was wondering, from your perspective, Ligiah, you mentioned this so many activities from your Mormon days. When have you felt most like you belong?
It was probably when I was in college.
Okay.
I'm like a cat. I've had like 9 lives, it seems like. But in college, I was a member of the ballroom dance company.
Oh, wow.
And it was a competitive company. So we would do performances, but we would also compete. And I was in that company for 3 years. So the friends that I made there, and you're spending so many hours just rehearsing. And because I went to a Mormon university, I went to Brigham Young University, it's also a way, the performances is also a way of proselyting for BYU. And so part of the touring is really about spreading the gospel.
Sure.
So much of it. But for me, really, it was, my family had gone back to Mexico. So I was now in the United States by myself at the university. And the ballroom dance company, and eventually this other performing group called the Intergenerational became my family. So I realized, like you were saying, when you first got here, you really start to realize that there is a family that you are born into, and then there is the family that you create.
Yes.
And in many, many ways throughout my life, I have had to create my own family because I have been away from my home since I was 17 years old. So the first sense of community that I felt outside of my home, and really sense of belonging with a group of people that had the same sort of goal, the same talent, the same desire to compete and win, was really with the ballroom dance company at BYU.
And you feel belong with that?
100%.
College time. That's beautiful. How about you, Shino? Do you remember when have you felt most belong?
Yes. So there's a specific time and moment that I really feel I am belonging to this community in the States. So yeah, I feel like I met one of the members here in the ShuMei who came from Mexico. Their family is all Mexican.
Mexican.
Mexican family. And then we got close each other.
Nice.
And then one time we held a pizza party for their family's mother's birthday. Pizza party in ShuMei building. And then
here or in Pasadena?
In Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I was included to the party. I was invited.
Nice.
And then there are only myself and their family. And then we celebrated her birthday. And then suddenly she told me that, thank you, my dear. Thank you, my daughter.
Aww.
So she called me as a daughter.
Her daughter.
Yeah. Even though we are good friends, not family, but I'm glad that she saw me as one of the part of the family. Yeah, that moment, I felt like, oh, I can be here. I can stay here with them. And then there is nothing to worry about, even though I'm apart from my real family. In Japan. So yeah, that is a kind of moment for me.
That's great.
To, be, to feel comfortable to be here.
Is ShuMei something that you found here in the States, or were you already a member of when you were in Japan?
Yes, I was already a member.
And that's
Japan.
what brought you here. Okay, got it.
We have a lot of branches in the States.
And you just happened to start in the Colorado branch.
Yeah, Colorado
and then
branch.
they moved you to the LA branch.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
They're around the world.
Yeah.
So let's touch a little bit about disconnection. We talk about belongingness, and that's beautiful. I love both of your stories. Have you ever experienced moments of disconnection or loneliness?
I describe it differently. I actually describe it as like the moments that I felt abandonment in my life.
Abandonment is good.
So it's really how I see it. The reason why I made La Misma Luna under the same moon is because I wanted to kind of deal with the issues of abandonment.
Sure.
I did it in an immigrant story, but it was really about dealing with my own abandonment. In my life, abandonment happened as a result of divorce.
Okay.
So the first time was when my parents got divorced and I was 3 years old. So all of a sudden, your father is not around.
Sure.
But at 5 years old, my father came and got me and moved me with him and his new wife. And so all of a sudden, I didn't have my mother. I didn't have my brothers and sisters. And nobody had explained to me why I was going to go and live with my dad now.
You were so young.
And so having that kind of transition where all of a sudden you're away from your 4 brothers and sisters, who is the only people that you've known, your mother, and having to go and live with your dad, who has a new wife that you really also don't really know, I think was a really important and big transition that has affected every other aspect of my life.
Sure.
And then when I was 11 years old, my mother took me out of my father's home and brought me to this country. So all of a sudden I hadn't spent like 6 years with them. And I'm now back into that family and having to adjust to that life and that mother and those brothers and sisters, but also having to adjust to a new country, not speaking the language at all.
Sure.
I didn't know English at all.
Yeah.
There is a level of loneliness that you feel when you are so disconnected from everything that you have known, your country, your father, now 5 brothers and sisters that were born in that time when I was living with him, and having to kind of rediscover the new family. There are many, many instances in my life where that has happened. So I was really the child that was bounced back and forth throughout my childhood.
Sure.
And really not understanding why any of that was happening.
But then,
so figuring it out by yourself.
Sure. Yeah.
And having to kind of like fill in the blanks that were not always correct gives you a sense of loneliness that is, you know, as a child, you really don't understand. It took a lot of therapy
to
actually eventually understand what had happened to me as a child.
It's a lot of absorbing, not processing. A lot of it is just unprocessed emotions and experiences.
Which is, by the way, why the Mormon community became so important, because it was the constant.
There you go.
Whether I was with my dad or whether I was with my mom or I was with my dad again or where was at BYU, the constant was actually the religion. It wasn't family.
Yeah, because the contrast that we were trying to, like, we started about belonging, and you heavily emphasize this, you know, constant presence through activities, through like booked things to do. It felt present. And you become a healing somehow for your disconnection. Yeah. Shino, can you tell us an experience? Did you ever felt this? Is this existing in Japanese culture? Disconnection?
Yeah.
Or loneliness?
Right? Yeah. Of course, there are a lot of time. Especially, when I first came here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, first year,
it's
second.
Culture shock, right?
Culture shock. And then I didn't speak good English at that time compared to right now. So, and then I didn't have any friends or family. So I was even searching the way I can go back to Japan right away.
No,
I really wanted to go back to my home country. I was really homesick. Yeah.
Sure.
But and also personally, I'm not good at talking to people or consulting with people when I have a troubles, when I have suffering. So
you keep it to yourself.
Yeah. I try to. I always try to solve by myself. Yeah. But I realized that it's not good.
No,
so,
it's not.
I always have to go to teachers or go to my friends, talk to how I feel right now. So when I started trying to do that, I feel more comfortable. And then it's also important for me to talk with anyone.
Yeah, open up.
Yeah, open up who is around me always. And then I started to have a lot of people who supported me since then. And right now I feel more comfortable being here than Japan. So I really appreciate my friends, especially friends from local area,
right?
American friends.
Amazing.
Yeah, they try to support me and try to improve my English so that I can
speak fine.
The energy in the ShuMei when I went there, it's just it's very loving community and very kind. So I can see that they really happy to see or to have you here. And they're all welcoming. Thank you guys for your story. It's very beautiful. Now let's dive into the generational lens, because you both represents different generation here. How do you see communities showing up differently across generations? Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that as a professor, there is a lot more understanding among the youth of people who don't look like them, who don't have the same sexual orientation, who are not from the same ethnic group than there ever was when I was growing up.
Sure, for sure.
Especially in the church. I mean, I left the Mormon church because of the LGBTQ issue.
Sure.
And so to now have a nephew who is LGBTQ.
Nice.
And to see how his friends, regardless of whether they're Mormon or not, are very accepting of that lifestyle. I think it's something that is very much a generational thing that I wish my generation would have been more accepting of. I also think that this generation sees women very differently.
Sure. Powerful.
There are so many more opportunities for women. Women are able to speak so much more freely. By the way, I can only speak about my experience within the United States. I know that there are many women around the world that are not experiencing the same kind of freedoms that we do here.
Yep.
But even in Mexico as well, right? It's a very different generation. The way that they think about marriage, the way that they think about having children or not having children. Like I said, the LGBTQ community, the way that they see, it was such a big deal. Like if, we wanted to do a Black show or we wanted to do a Latino show. And now when I look at the writing of my students and the scripts that they're doing, it is rare when I see a script that is not completely diverse. From not just ethnically diverse, but even, binary characters, I mean, it's just a completely different world that my students are living in than I lived in at their age.
Totally. Shino, what about you? How do you see communities showing up differently across generation?
Technology stuff, social media stuff. So we, in the younger generation, we too much rely on social media or technology. There is a pros and cons, of course.
Sure.
Yeah, but we try to connect with people through the social media all the time. Yeah. And then we text or chat through the app all the time. So in Japan, there is a problem, of course, that the young people, they are getting lack of skills of communication because of the social media all the time. So, but
that's everywhere, by the way. Not just in Japan. No, it's everywhere. Like even like grammar. My students, not using full words or not using full sentences. And it's because of social media and it's because of testing. They just communicate so differently that they don't even realize that they're misspelling words and things like that. Yeah. So true.
Yeah. So there are some students or children that is stuck in the home and then playing games instead of going to school.
Yeah, their communities are online.
Yeah, online.
Not
everything.
In person.
Yeah, games and then social media. And there's also problems. So there's also good points of doing using social media, but also at the same time we wanna communicate or interact with people from all generations. Yeah, right. So in ShuMei community, since we don't have much time to go to the place where we can connect with nature, we have a retreat, summer retreats once a year, where ShuMei youth gather together at the Colorado, one of the mountains. And then we stay in the mountains and having a solo time to reflect ourselves.
Nice.
And then talk each other and then know each other, getting to know each other.
Amazing. So is it easier or harder to find connection these days?
I think it's both. Like, it's really interesting how you mentioned social media, because I do think that there are so many negative aspects about social media and technology. But I will also say, as someone who still has a father in Mexico and 5 brothers and sisters in Mexico, the fact that I can FaceTime, which I couldn't do before, or communicate through Facebook and see their pictures and see, because, I'm lucky if I get to see my dad once a year. He just turned 93. Wow. So the fact that I can see pictures of that birthday, or where they went, or see my nieces and nephews growing up. I had 2 nephews living in New Zealand.
Wow.
That I literally just met 2 years ago, and they're like 22 and 24.
Yeah.
And what kept it kind of like me knowing them was the ability to have Zoom and FaceTime and all of that. And so I think for me, I would say I actually feel much more connected to some of my family members than I ever have before because of social media.
Sure.
And I also feel like I use sometimes social media or texting, right? You don't want to talk to someone on the phone.
Yeah.
So,
I know.
you just end up with somebody that literally lives 2 miles from me that I could see in person.
Yeah, exactly.
I had this experience. This is a couple of years ago, but I was having breakfast in Santa Monica with a friend, and there was a group there were like 6, and by the way, they were all from Asian descent. I'm not really sure where they were, but they were literally all Asian young kids, like college kids, waiting for a table. And there were like 6 of 8 of them. None of them were talking to each other. They were all on their phone.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, they made a commitment to have breakfast together. I'm assuming to see each other and talk to each other, but they are all on their phone. And I'm not saying this is a nation thing at all. This is like
everyone.
A world thing,
exactly.
where I was just looking at them like, well, they did make the appointment to come and have breakfast together. So I think that there's both. I think that can, you can feel a lot more connected in certain ways and a lot more disconnected in a lot of ways.
What about you, Shino? Do you think it's easier or harder to find connection these days?
Yes, but at the same time, no.
Okay.
Because it's much, much easier when we use our iPhone or social media to connect with people. But in terms of connecting people from our heart to heart, so younger people, I think they are not trying to connect in person, or they're not trying to get to know each other through heart.
Well, that's the next topic that we're going to be talking about, which is building community. Because I'm curious about, from your experience, let's start with you, Shino, because the ShuMei organization is, what I've learned, is not a religion, it's a spiritual organization. And what I love about it is like they welcome all backgrounds.
Yes.
Question for you, Shino. What makes people feel seen and included?
Recently, I got this word from my teacher in ShuMei, which is expect nothing and accept everything. So we don't want to have too much expectation to others. So, and then we can accept everything, no matter what they're doing or no matter what they're thinking, so that we can bond close each other, and then we not gonna have gap between each other. So to build the community, I think it's important to accept any opinions or thinking, and then I think everyone has beautiful abilities, beautiful potential that is given by God, universe. So I think we want to shine our ability, our colors, each other. That's how community is going to be stronger.
And is that what you guys, do there in ShuMei?
And we all have same goals, that is creating heaven in this world.
Wow.
Which means paradise, kind of, in this world.
Wow.
For the world of peace. Yeah, I think everyone is aiming for happiness, life, or better world. So we are trying to connect with other spiritual groups as well, so that we don't want to fight or we don't want to criticize each other.
She's a better human than I am. I can tell you that. Because I don't think that way at all. No. I think we have a crazy president.
Yes.
I think the president is completely, utterly insane.
Totally.
And there's nothing about him that I am ever going to accept as normal.
Yes.
And so I absolutely understand what you're saying, because I think that should be what we all aspire to do and be, right? To be accepting of others, and to, regardless of whether we agree with them or not, is to try to find commonality. But I think we're living in a world right now where you really have to speak up for your morals.
Sure.
And for your beliefs as a human being, because we are being led by a man who has no morals.
Totally. Yeah.
And so more important than ever is really, for me, is to really point out the hypocrisy, point out the immorality, point out the corruption, instead of just saying, he is the son of God, like I am a daughter of God. I am like, no, I think it's way too serious. And I think that the leadership right now is way too dangerous for us to just be accepting of that.
Yeah.
And I can't, and I won't.
Yeah.
So I think finding the balance, right? Like, I think that's where community really comes into play.
Exactly.
You have a community that gives you those things, and that gives you that strength, and that gives you that love that you, there's a quote in, do you know the book, The Little Prince?
Oh, no, I've never heard
It's my favorite book. It's by a French author, but there's a quote in it that says, "It is only with the heart that one can see clearly. What is essential is invisible to the eye." And so when you're talking about like seeing from heart, I absolutely believe in all of that. And it's finding those things as well. But I think as a member of the world at large and seeing what is happening to the world right now, I think it's really important to speak out. I think that's why I'm so proud of the Pope, even though I've never been a Catholic.
Right.
The fact that he said, no, I am actually going to say something about what's going on, because what's going on is corrupt and it's immoral and it's horrible.
Yes. And I think the acceptance part there is really important. And, through that, expressing, like you said, that the hypocrisy, just highlight that, we feel seen and heard that, but at the end of the day, we got to choose, which person that we want to be with, or who we want to be, involved or surrounded with. I'm curious to learn from both of you guys, what role do we play in creating community?
Well, I mean, it's a choice that you make, right? You can either choose to be part of the community, but you can also choose to build a community. And some people are more of followers, like they want to belong to a community. And then there are those who actually say, there is something that is missing within my group. There is something that is missing within even my community. And I need to build something out of that. And so I think, and I think at different times in our lives, we play those different roles. You know, like sometimes I've just been part of a community because I really wanted to be part of the community. And sometimes I've had to build a community myself just to feel like there's some sort of belonging. So I think it's both. I mean, there's these girls in Hollywood that started this group 10 years ago, exactly 10 years ago, called the Latina TV Writers Group. And I remember when we first started that group, there were 15 people that attended that first
15?
meeting. 15. And 10 years later, we are like over 175 people in that group.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously that also showed us that there is more hiring possibilities of Latina writers than ever before, even though those numbers, because of all of the contractions that have been happening and the strikes and COVID and all of that have affected all that. But they weren't executive producers. They weren't rich, you know, powerful writers that started this. There were just 2 regular writers or 3 regular writers that said, you know what? We need to kind of like support each other as Latinas within this industry. Why don't we start this group?
Yeah.
And the fact that they've grown it to 175, it is such a testament to what anybody, regardless of your position or anything like that, can build a community for, you know, whatever it is for you.
Yeah. Now, playing your unique strengths, I guess, is very important. Shino, what about you?
First of all, I think each one of us in the community is very important. No one is unnecessary, I think. So, again, we want to make each other shine together and then make the person next to you happy, feel happy. At the same time, not only that, we want to always, I think about the society and the world, how we can contribute to the world through this community. So I don't want to finish our goal within this community, but we also want to spread our happiness or goal to the world and society. So for me, I think making each other shining and thinking about how we can contribute to the world is important. These 2 things.
Nice.
I feel like, yeah.
But I mean, I think for you, I think that you know, you might only see yourself as a part of a community, like you're part of this community that you belong to, the spiritual community. But when you really think about it, you made a choice to leave everything you knew. Your culture, your language, your family, and move to another country because you wanted to spread this belief. That makes her, you know, she's seeing herself as like one person in this community, but not everybody makes that choice. Not everybody makes those hard decisions. So I think you're a much bigger member of this particular community just by the fact that you had the courage to say, I'm going to leave everything I know. And I'm going to go, and because I believe so strongly in what these teachings teach. That it has to be bigger than me. It has to be bigger than my town. It has to be bigger than my family. I'm going to go out into the world by myself and I'm going to do this. And I think that's a very, when you're talking about, you know, who are you in this community or what part do you play in this community? My goodness, one person can change thousands, you know, and you made a decision to actually do something that you really believe in.
And she's 29.
Exactly. You're not even 30. So, you know, that's a lot. That's a huge commitment. And that's,
exactly.
That's a testament to you.
I'm trying to.
Did you did you decide this for yourself to come to the US and do this?
Actually, yeah, I did decide by myself. At the same time, I kind of want to see the world outside of Japan. So,
yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's why,
which I think it's going to make you a better missionary. Because if all you know is your own people,
exactly,
how do you teach others, right? But the fact that you have now lived in 2 different communities, that you now speak more than one language, that alone is also going to give you so much more opportunities, I think, to do what you want to do.
Well, thank you so much, guys. Now let's go on with the rapid fire questions. So just one answer, if you can. Quick ones, whatever comes first, okay, in your mind. First is one thing that makes you feel like you belong. Ligiah.
Well, I'm a woman.
People around me.
One thing that breaks connection.
Unable to forgive.
I would say no concern.
No concern.
That makes
Not
sense.
caring.
No caring. Yeah, no
Not
caring.
caring.
Yeah. Yeah, that really breaks the connection there, right
Mm.
there. One quality of a strong community, Ligiah.
Trust.
Heart of positive mind.
One thing you wish people did more of, Ligiah.
Say exactly what they think.
Right?
Yes.
Say exactly what they think. Oh, man.
Be more honest.
Yes.
Having a gratitude.
All right. So the integration and takeaway for our audience at home, guys, for our listeners who feels disconnected, who doesn't belong to a community, what would you suggest they do?
So I'm kind of like in that situation right now with my own mother because she's living in a elderly facility.
Okay.
And she's
In Mexico?
here
Oh.
in Utah, and she actually has dementia and Alzheimer's now.
I'm sorry.
And so she feels like really isolated.
You sure?
And the thing that I've been wanting to get her to do, and it would be the recommendation that I would give anybody, which is find a nonprofit organization that you can actually volunteer.
Mhm.
There is nothing that makes you feel better
Yeah,
than actually helping others.
totally.
There is a quote that Martin Luther King said when he was alive, which is not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great because greatness comes from service. And I think that sometimes what makes you feel lonely or what makes you feel sad or depressed is your focus on yourself. And what can really help someone find community and find those outlets, find a nonprofit, find a way that you can actually, volunteer your time to do something else.
That's an excellent advice right there. What about you, Shino? For someone who feels disconnected right now, what do you suggest?
Open your heart. From my experience,
Mhm.
it's better to open your heart, talk to people who you trust, and it's okay to be, it's okay to be not being perfect. So just be yourself and take it easy. I would say, life is not too hard, I think. So just take it easy and
Yeah, that's
open your heart.
perfect. And what kind of community do you want to help to create, Ligiah?
Well, I hope that we create, especially for the next generation, a more informed community.
Sure.
So much of what we're going through as a country is because we have an informed nation.
Sure.
And so I hope that, I feel blessed that I teach at a college level, that I'm actually with students all of the time.
Yeah.
But I think if we had a more informed population, we would not be making the deplorable decisions that we are currently or accepting the deplorable decisions that are happening right now in the world.
Yeah. What about you? Of course, you're from ShuMei organization. How can people find ShuMei? And what exactly do you do as ShuMei? And what is this community about?
Oh, thank you. Question. So in ShuMei, of course, we have this big goal to create better world in this world. But to accomplish or to do so, we have several core activities that help us improve our body, mind, and spirit at the same time. Like doing natural agriculture, doing eating a good foods, good vegetables, without any like medicines or fertilizers in the soil, stuff like that. And also we appreciate the beauty of art or beauty of surroundings, anything. so that our spirit will be elevating little by little. So, and then good words, appreciation, gratitude, loving others, those positive energy will help us to be a better person and also to have a good spirit inside of the spirit. And also the healing that I'm practicing right now, spiritual healing. So, yeah. So I think this community, I feel like the things that I like about is to be a better human being. So I think if I don't know this ShuMei community, I don't think I'll be like, I think I'm like a selfish person. So yeah, being in ShuMei community, I learned about importance of caring others or loving others or helping each other. So I really appreciate this community. Helped me a lot.
Wow. Thank you so much, guys, for both of you for, sharing so openly. I've learned so much today. And of course, the audience as well. Thank you so much for your stories.
Thank you. And it was so great meeting you as well.
And I hope for the viewers and listeners out there that this conversation reminds them that we can all create connection together. All right. So you have to do your part at the end of the day. All right, guys. Sure. I will see you in the next episode where I will share my insights and what I learned from this conversation, what stayed with me. So take care of yourself and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.